Hey everybody, this is Uncle P from superezforex. I hope you had a great trading week. I wanted to talk to you about something that I think is vitally important in this business, and that's your mental stability in a sense. Let me talk to you about this. I just got off the phone with in my opinion, a very successful person, and let me kind of fix this so that the light. Well, anyway, you guys okay? I just got off the phone or texting with one of my friends who I consider them pretty successful, and they own their own business and everything else. They're doing very well, but they're dealing with some personal challenges. And this happens to you. It will happen to you if it hasn't already happened when you're trading in the markets. So just hear me out, okay? And I apologize, I can't have the chat on, but we got scammers and foolish people. So I would love to talk to you and interact and answer questions. That's what I like to do in the future. But in the meantime, it is what it is. So, and I don't want to be interrupted with foolery because this is an important topic that you guys need to know if you're trying to be a full time trader. So what happens is that life will hit you no matter how much money you have or don't have. It doesn't matter how successful you are on the charts. You can mark up your charts. You could have made $10,000 this week in the forex market, which some people did. Um, but at the same time, what point is that if other challenges are taking place? So this person who I just got done talking with, I hired them to do certain things for me, and they're going through personal challenges. And the deal is that they said, "Hey, I really feel bad," and I said, "No, no, 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 no. You're dealing with personal challenges, and when you're dealing with personal challenges, I need you to get you straight first. And hang on tight. Don't click out because I got a reason why I'm telling you this as forex traders. Okay, so I'm gonna connect the dots along the way, but I need you to listen because this will happen to you. And you're going to find that this information I'm giving to you is very vital. And it's unfortunate that more Forex traders don't tell the truth about this because realistically, in the Forex world, everything has to do with your mentality. The entire structure of trading has to do with your mentality. And the reason I say that is because if you've watched any of my prior YouTube videos, one of the most important ones I think I've done was the one that talked about how the Forex market is it's one of the most emotionally abusive relationships you can ever be in. Because what happens is when you see on your graphs and on your charts, you see the candlestick patterns going up and down. You keep looking for the overall trend. But realistically, if you take a little microscopic look at it, you'll see that those candles are jerking around up and down, up and down, up and down. And the whole structure of the market is made to manipulate your feelings to make you doubt what you thought. So when you look back on your charts, that's the reason why you can mark up your charts on the weekend and you have no problem, you're ready to go. But when it's time to implement on Sunday or Monday, whatever day you start trading, you start getting feelings and everything else. Well, why was it so easy on the weekend? Because hindsight is 2020. But when you're in the thick of it, these ticks up and down, and you're up and down. They call it drawdown. You can be sitting in drawdown for quite some time, meaning the negative territory before it shoots up in your favor, and all these different things go on. So it just plays with your emotions. And by the end of the week, you're emotionally exhausted, even if you made money. The cost of doing business in the forex market is your emotions. Don't ever forget that. And I'll say that again. Please write it down. Okay, please write this down. The cost of your success in the forex market is emotional exhaustion. I'll say it one more time. The cost of your success in the forex market is emotional exhaustion. By the time you actually get it down pack and figure everything out, you end up being emotionally exhausted. This is why I spend so much time with my students in class trying to tell them everything that I can possibly think of to make sure I'm helping them to avoid these hurdles. Okay, stick with me all the way to the end. Okay, don't click out because I'm walking you through a mental process. And some of you guys, for the first time, what I did, just to show you what it feels like to be in one of my live classes, I actually posted it up the other day. And and my classes are only supposed to be an hour, hour and a half. You'll see that last class, and I actually invited the world to attend so you can see how it is to be in class with me. That class went for almost 3 hours. Why? Because I pour everything I possibly can into my students to make sure not only are you understanding the charts, but you understand life and how life plays into your trading business. I don't hide anything. I hate that in this business. Nobody wants to say anything. They want to flash the money and everything else, but they know the truth too. That, yeah, it's fun to make the money, but it costs you emotional exhaustion. Now, why am I saying this emotional exhaustion? Here's the reason why. Because what happens is that life will hit you. It will slap you like a pimp. I promise you it will. And you can be as successful as you want to be in your career or in trading forex or whatever else, but life will still come and get you a different way that has nothing to do with money. And so what happens is you'll get your mind into a foggy area of confusion and doubt and stress and everything else. It could be like, for an example, what's the point of having a lot of money when you can't spend anywhere because you get stuck in the house with corona, right? So let's take that a step further. And I'm just using this as an example of when you need to take a pause and just say, hey, God, I need to take a knee, even from trading or whatever else, until I get my thoughts together. Because what happens is when your thoughts are off balance, so is your trading style. What do I mean by that? Typically, when a trader in the market has a routine, you stick to the routine. You know what to do. You don't over leverage your account. You know how to mark up your charts or use your indicators, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Because again, this is not a promotion for our trading system. If you want to join us, that's fine. But I'm talking to my general across the world trading family because we're all in the same boat. We're all trading in the market. So that means financially we're meeting online even though we never met each other, because once you place a trade on one end or another, I'm either in the same trade with you or against you. So either way it goes, we're connected. So I'm talking to you guys as a trading family so that we can find more success. But there's a time when you just need to take a knee and say, hey, I need to take a day off from trading to get what? My mind together. Why? Because number one, look, for an example, you can have the best trading career, okay, in forex, and yet be depressed or sad because you could be going through a divorce, or you could be sick, or you could have a loved one who just passed away. Now I can go down a list of different things. Your child is sick, whatever. And so it ain't about how good you were in trading in the markets that's messing you up. You start finding yourself being more aggressive on your trades or more timid on your trades. You find yourself just you break your routine. You break your routine because it's not the routine that was the problem. It was not the forex market that was the problem. The problem was you had too much on you, and you're carrying all this mental weight into the market and trying to think straight. And now you're making silly mistakes that you normally wouldn't make. Are you understanding what I'm saying? I wish I had the chat on. I really would, but like I said, every time I try to do chats, we got silly people who mess things up. But I love interacting with people. That's why I like my classes so much, because I get to interact and talk with my students, and that's why I don't mind going over 30 minutes, an hour extra. It doesn't matter to me. I'm okay with that because I can give them what is needed. I wish I can turn this thing on. Lord have mercy. Anyway, because this is real talk right here. This is real talk. I wish I had a million traders online right now who can hear this message, because this will improve your trading simply because you'll find that a lot of times you're compounding your trading issues because you're not focused. And there's nothing wrong with you per se. It's just that you got so much on your mind, you're so stressed out until you can't focus. Let me go a different way, because I just mentioned about those who are typically successful with their trading. What about those who are struggling in trading and you're trying to learn the business? You're trying to learn how to use trading system. You're trying to learn this and that. But yet you got all this other stress on top of you, such as you just lost your job, such as you don't know where the next meal is going to come from. And then you come into the trading forex market with the little money you had left, thinking, okay, you know what? I just picked up a brand new strategy, a brand new indicator. I'm going to flip this money. And now you blow that money. And not only did you blow that money, you blew money that you really needed to take care of other things. But your intentions were good. And now you can't go home and tell your spouse. You can't say anything to anybody. So you carrying the burden of weight and shame of knowing that you lost money that you really needed, but you had good intentions on trying to flip it. Oh God, I wish I had to be able to. I wish I had my class because I can talk to people and interact with them and get amens because this is the truth. And so when you're in a outer, okay, outer pressures, okay, you have internal pressures and you have outer pressures. Outer pressures are things on the outside of you, such as loved ones, such as bills, such as this and that. But those weights begin to put pressure internally on your mind. And when it puts that pressure on you internally on your mind, your internal functions are become off balance. Your equilibrium, the way you think, the way you see the charts, the way you want to trade, the way you normally approach the markets with a calm demeanor is completely off because you got all this outward pressure on you and you stressed out. And let me tell you, loved one of the best things you can do when you're overly stressed is to just sit back and don't trade. Now, I know you're going to say, well, but I need the money. No, what you're going to end up doing is giving away your money because you're going to be anxious. One of the things that I don't do, and I'm just telling you ahead of time, you send me an email and told my team already, no, I'm not going to do it. When people say, well, I'm in a desperate straits, you know how many emails we get? I'm in desperate straits and I just want to come on. No, I will not take you on as a client. And it's not out of being mean. It's out of love because I already know what's going to happen to you. No matter what I tell you, you're not going to listen. I tell you, don't trade on this day or during this time. You take them anyway. I say, avoid this setup right here because the markets are going to take your money, but you jump in anyway. Why? Because you're not listening to the instructions, you're listening to your desperation. And so you got two teachers in your head. One teacher, which is me, trying to teach you how to sit back, relax, don't go for the idiot moves that the markets put in front of you, only to snatch your money away. Okay? But you won't hear that because the other teacher in your head is teaching you desperation. I need to make this money. I need to get this done. So you got two different diverse, many of you who trade in the markets, let me use some let me use some technical terms, okay? You have divergence, okay? You have divergence going on in your head. Divergence means different. You have a different directions. You know, here's the deal. Let me give it to you guys like this. Write this term down. Misconception. Misconceptions. All right, here's what that means. The word miss, as you know, means you miss, okay? But the word conception comes from a root word, concepts, which simply means ideas. So misconceptions means missed ideas. They don't line up in your head. On one hand, he's saying, okay, hold on, let's just wait until we see a good setup. And every trader is going to lose a trade here or there, but you're going to lose your mind if you lose a trade because of your desperation. Okay, misconceptions. Number two, if I say, okay, don't leverage this much on your account. Okay, here's how much if you only have this amount on your account, you only need to trade this amount. But what does your mind say? Oh, I got to pay these bills, so I need to put 5 times that amount on. See, misconcepts, and they're missing each other. And here's what I used to teach when I used to teach on relationships. When you have misconceptions, you have a miscarriage. Write that down. Write that down. Misconcepts produce miscarriages. What do I mean by that? Yes, it happens with children, unfortunately, but it happens in your life. The thing that you were trying to give birth to, the vision you had in your head of what you were going to accomplish, it gets aborted. Why? Because the thing that needed to be brought together on both ends for you to be successful ends up going in different directions and you can't produce. You become mentally sterile and your account reflects it. Why? Because you know in your heart that, okay, my mentor says not to do XYZ, but your desperation says I need to do XYZ. So because these two are not in agreement, you typically will veer towards what desperation says, not what logic says. Or does that make sense? Okay. So when you do that, you end up sabotaging yourself and putting yourself into a bigger hole. And now you're even more desperate. than you were before. And this is the time that you really need to take a knee and just say, you know what, I need to pause for a day. I need to take a few days off. I need to take a week off. I need to shake the cobwebs out of my mind and get my thoughts together so that I can really focus on whatever it is that I'm trying to work towards, because right now it's just too much going on. And I hope this is a blessing to you. If it isn't, that's fine. You know, a lot of people are not going to like what I say. I'm not searching for likes anyway. It's not that big of a deal. My purpose in life is not to collect likes, okay? My purpose in life is to give you truth and to give you tools to help you in your Forex journey that was not given to me, which stretched my journey out so long until I lost passion for the game of Forex. Although I understand it, the passion I originally had for it is no longer there because I ended up exhausted by learning by trial and error, because these are things that I wish I had a mentor who would have said, hey, Uncle P, man, look, let me tell you something, man. I can tell that you're a little off today. I don't know what you got going on, man, but I can tell you're off. Why don't you just take a knee, man? Don't trade today. Just shut your computer and just take a break, man. Go into the park, get you some fresh air, spend time with God, go hold your wife's hand or do something. See, none of this was given to me. And in this business, when I see YouTube videos, and I don't even really look at them no more, I can just see them in my feed, and they're all showing money, they're all showing cash, they're all showing cars. Not a single person is talking about how to help you when you're actually trading, and how even if you were a normal person who had a good trading success for a week or two, and then life hits you again, significant other wants to break up or get a divorce. Coronavirus attacks your family. You get a phone call saying that you lost your job. Your kid says they're sick, or you end up sick, or whatever it is. See, life can happen to anybody. Why do you think rich people end up being depressed? Because they figure out one secret thing that I figured out a long time ago. It doesn't matter how much money you have, life will still find a way to creep in and attack you. So while some of you guys are aspiring to become a full-time trader, you're going to find that just because you make a lot of money, it ain't going to change the fact that you still need to know when it's time to take a knee, because life will come and attack you one way or another. And that's what it does. It just tries to find where's your weakness so you can overcome it. And the best thing to do is to not get overly busy. And one of the worst things to do is to try to trade when your mind is in a fog, because you're not going to see the charts right. Let me leave you guys with this. In one of my classes, I asked a student, I had changed some things on my chart. And I said, what do you see? And I did it for a reason. I did it for a reason. And I said, what if you were, and I'm not trying to be funny, don't you dare shoot me no emails and bull crap. I'm off anyway. My staff gonna answer emails and they're gonna, hey, don't shoot me nothing foolish. It's nothing personal. I'm using this as an example. I said, what if you were completely blind? Could you still see the changes I made on my charts in class? Because I do a Zoom meeting, so we have, 100, 150, 160 sometimes students in class when I'm teaching. And I said, if my charts, and I made all these changes, but you were completely blind, could you still trade using my charts? The answer is no. I say, why? Because you can't what? You can't see it. What happens in business and in life, and this is also for entrepreneurs. Maybe you're not trading in the Forex market, but you come to this channel because you like I'm trying to coach you as an entrepreneur. It's the same thing. Whether you're trading Forex stocks, doing real estate, it does not matter. I've done all of those. I ran a restaurant, I own a child care center. I've done many different things with my life, and it's always been the same. That's why I'm sharing this stuff with you guys, to help you along your journey in whatever you're trying to accomplish, so you don't miscarriage your dream. What happens is when you are under a cloud of darkness in your mind, a mental fog, depression, or whatever you want to call it, give it whatever name you want to, The worst thing to do is to make vital, important decisions. And trading in the market is one of those vital, important decisions. Why? Because your money rides on it. And the Bible says, wherever a man's treasure is, there will his heart be also. That's why you can trade peacefully in demo account and not even care and be highly successful. But the moment you switch over to a live account, all hell breaks loose within you. Why? Because it's not that your strategy wasn't working and it was working in demo. That's why I tell people, what's the point of you arguing with me whether I have a demo account or live? If the strategy didn't work in a demo account, it ain't gonna work in a live. So miss me with all that. That's foolishness. But what happens, the difference that really makes a difference, and of course, I know there's a few brokers who try to play around, but they can only do so much. So that's not my point. My point is that when you switch from demo to real, what happens is you become emotional. And then if you're emotional about your money, as we all are, and you already had been emotional because you were under a lot of other stress outside of the trading arena, it just compounds your issue. It compounds your issue. And this is the time I'm suggesting to you, brother or sister, with all love, take a knee. Take a day off from trading. Go out, go sit in the sun, go sit on the patio, go do something, go get a piece of fruit, a cup of ice cream, I don't care what it is. And you really need to take a knee. Here's what I did for my friend. My friend had went through a very bad storm just recently. And this is one of my friends who is relentless, brilliant. Oh, one of the smartest people on the planet that I know. I keep smart people around me. I learned to do that from some rich people like Warren Buffett and them. They keep smart people around them. So you can be the dumbest person in the room, but you hire the smartest people and you'll still be successful. Okay. I don't have to be the smartest. I just need to know who to hire. And this is one of the most brilliant young people I have ever met. And I've actually known this person for over a decade. Just absolutely brilliant. The way this person's mind works, it's after a decade, it still baffles me. However, with all the great success this person has, this message that was sent to me today, it caused me to want to speak to you about it, to remind you that you're not alone when you struggle. And here's what I did for my friend. I sent my friend some money, and I told my friend, I want you to go get you a nice lunch or dinner on me. Lobster dinner, I don't care what you want. Go get whatever it is. And I sent them a nice amount of money. And I said, I know you always have your kids around. I know you always have people around you and everything else. But when you eat this, I want you to go to the park and sit by yourself, just somewhere quiet, but just you and God. And I said, I need you to just take a knee. Don't worry about me. Oh man, hey man, I'm sorry I'm letting you down. You're not letting me down. It's time for me to lift you up higher. The responsibilities that you do for me, I don't need you to do them today. Don't worry about it. Just go to the park. It's time for me to hold you up and lift you up. Let me lift you up. Let me help you out. Because right now, I don't need your services. I need you to be whole. We can always go back and deal with the business stuff later. But I'm not about just business, business, business. I love people. And so that's why I'm doing this video. Some of you guys, you just need, even if you can only go to the McDonald's drive-through with a $2 in your pocket, get a burger or something and some fries and a cup of water, or get some apple pies and a cup of water, and go sit somewhere quiet in the sunshine or wherever you are. Just go by yourself and just spend time with God today. Okay? And don't worry about the charts. Don't worry about marking up the charts this weekend and all this stuff. Some of you guys need to stay away from the charts because it's driving you crazy. You need to unpack some of the baggage that you're dealing with in your personal life. And then when you have unpacked and dealt with some of the baggage in your personal life, when you come back to trading in the charts, you're going to see them completely different. Remember I told you about the person who couldn't see because they're blind? Some of you guys, you're not physically blind, but you're emotionally blind, and you're overstuffed with so much going on in your head until some trades, you'll go back and look at them and you'll say, you know, what in the heck was wrong with me? I knew for sure that wasn't a good trade, but you took it anyway. Why? Because you're mentally blind. You're in a mental fog. And nobody ever told you it's okay to take a knee, drop a tear, cry, do what you got to do. It's okay. Especially if you're a man, it's okay, man, to cry. But get some of this pressure off of you. And then when you come back to trade, you'll be a lot more focused. One last thing, and I'll be done. One of the things I do to keep myself balanced, I cannot write this down. Write this down. I cannot stand procrastination. Please write that down. Hate procrastination. This is one of my keys. Okay. Hate procrastination. When there's stacks of bills or stacks of letters or stacks of this and stacks of that on your desk, it is hard for you to focus because you see this stuff, you feel the pressure of it, but you don't deal with it because it stresses you out. And I wish I could do a roll call for an amen on that. Many people raise their hand. Yeah, you're right. I feel stressed out every time I even look over in that area where them letters are, this and that. I don't want to deal with it. I just can't handle anymore. The problem is, and I learned a long time ago, I can't sleep peacefully if I got too much stuff that needs to be done. Emails, return phone calls, blah, blah, blah. And every day that you push it to the side is one extra day that you're going to wake up with that burden on your mind. For me, I hate procrastination. I hate it. I hate it. So one of the things I do when I first get up, the things that has been bothering me and taking my peace will be the first things I deal with. And here's the blessing, you guys. I have found that the very things that I have been procrastinating on, postponing, don't want to deal with, and everything else, when I actually started dealing with them, they only took about 5 or 10 minutes to deal with. Ain't that crazy? Now you done took my piece for 2, 3 weeks, a month, and I keep looking at you, but I don't. You stressing me out. You stressing me out, and then things keep coming in daily, so they keep compounding, and I keep. Oh, I'm stressed out, Jesus. I'm stressed out, and then I'm trying to go to the charts and trade, and now I'm in a mental fog. Oh man, I done made a silly mistake. I done over leveraged because I'm emotional and everything else, and when I get to deal with them, they literally only took minutes to handle. Since then, since I learned that, hell or high water, I like a clean office. If you came to my office now, you would see my office is very clean. Very clean. Keep my desk clean. No procrastination stuff on it. I have a daily checklist of things that I knock out and make sure it's done. So that by afternoon, when I'm done trading, when I'm done teaching, when I'm done whatever I want to do, I can enjoy my day because everything is done. So here's my advice to you. What's the ways to get some of this stress off of you so that when you do go back and trade, you'll have a more peaceful, calm demeanor, which is what you need in this business. Why? Because the charts, if you look at the charts, just take a look on the 15-minute. On the charts, you'll see that those lines and those candlesticks, I mean, everything is just jump, 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 jump. And as soon as you get in, you feel the tension in your body and you begin to jump, 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 jump. You hoping they don't hit your stop loss. And it instant, the moment you place a trade, your emotions kick in. I don't care how long you've been doing this business, it is what it is. The moment you place a trade, your emotions kick in. Okay? It happens. It happens. That's part of the business. So when you have that going on and you trying to make money, but you stressed out and you got all these other things going on, plus you got a stack of bills, you got this and that phone calls that need to be, it just makes you a gumbo pot of an emotional mess. And it's not healthy. This is why I'm speaking to you, my fellow traders, whether you're part of the Super Easy Forex family or not. I love you enough to tell you, don't trade until you deal with some of your procrastination lists. Now, here's a piece of advice. What I need you to do today, because you can do that this weekend, and watch how this is going to bless your soul. By next weekend, you're going to thank me that you came to see this video and hung in that long. I promise you, you will. I promise you, you will. I have zero doubt about that, because ain't nobody gave you this advice. People don't care. They just want your money. They don't care about you, the person. Okay? You're going to thank me next weekend. Here's what I need you to do this weekend. And it actually ain't going to take you but about 10 or 15 minutes to get this done. What I need you to do is pull out a piece of paper, just a simple piece of paper. And I need you to create what's called a T chart. A T chart. So, what you do with a T chart, on a simple piece of paper, you draw a line down the middle. And at the top of the line, you just draw a line across the top. And it creates a T. Okay? I'm sorry, my camera get these expensive phones and they still blur up. That's crazy. So you create what's called a T chart. Just draw a line down the middle and then a straight line across the top of that line, and it creates the T. Okay? Now, what I need you to do is on the left-hand side of that paper, okay, I need you to write down everything that has been bothering you. Every procrastination thing, every bill, everything that's stressing you out, I don't care what it is, write it on the left-hand side. Okay? Then this week, make it your priority to resolve 3 of them per day. Just 3. You can have a list of 15, but just only do 3 a day. Whether it's an email, phone call, tough conversation with a person, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. 3 a day. Okay? And let's assume you have 15 on your list, which is a lot to have on your mind. And then you talking about you're going to be a full-time trader and you stressed out and you're losing money, over leveraging, emotional mess, everything else. It's going to be a hard journey. I can't say you're not going to be successful that way, but it makes your journey to success even harder. Even if you have the best trading system in the world, it doesn't matter. Because the business is all about how you feel, how you see the charts, and how you keep your emotions in check. All right? So watch how this works. Watch how this works. So if you do 3 things a day and then you stop, on the right-hand side, just write down how you resolve them, okay? And take a highlighter and just mark them off in green as they're being done, completed, okay? Green is completion, or whatever your favorite color is. Take a highlighter and just mark it off, done, 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 okay? Do you realize in 1 week, but you do 3 of those things a day, in 1 week, you have already, and it doesn't even take a full week, 5 days. Watch how blessed this is. Within 5 days, all those 15 things that have been bothering you for the last month or 2, you will have knocked out one way or the other, regardless of the outcome. It doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's the fact that you put your effort into it to resolve it. Because some things can't be resolved in 1 minute, and I understand that. That's okay. But the fact that you no longer procrastinated on it, you no longer feared it, you put forth effort to resolve it. Do you know the whole 15 that was on that list will have been touched by you in 5 days? Isn't that amazing? Emails, paperwork, whatever it is. Speaking of paperwork, it just amazes me. Paperwork, I'd be putting it off, man, I'll fill it out later. When I actually finally sit down and fill it out, it only took me about 5 or 10 minutes. But yet I've been postponing and thinking about it for 2 weeks. And see, it's taken up mental space and mental peace in my mind for something that could have been done within 5 or 10 minutes. I cannot stand procrastination. I deal with myself tremendously on that. I hate it. And I don't tolerate it out of myself no more. I don't let it strip me of peace no more. No more. Because I realize, hey, you could have got it done in 5 or 10 minutes, but here you are stressing out over what's inside the envelope. Do you know there were some times where I was stressing over a letter that came in mail, only to find out that there was a check on the inside? I'm thinking they bothering me, and heck, they paying me. But because I didn't open the envelope, I'm stressed out. See, I used to do that years ago. Now, every envelope, I'm opening it. It might have a check in it. Hey, thank you, Jesus. Right? Because I need my peace. But here's the deal. Let me go over this one more time. Create your T chart. Everything that is bothering you, put it on the left-hand side. Maybe 15 things. And we'll just say it's 15. It could be more, could be less. It doesn't matter. But let's just assume it's 15. You're going to put those 15 things on the right-hand side. And then you're going to do how many a day? 3 a day. Just 3. Now, if you want to be more feisty and you want to go through the whole list because you realizing that what I said is actually true, man, he was right. Man, that little email, it only took me 5 minutes. Man, that letter, man, it only took me 5 minutes to fill that out. Man, that phone call only took me 2 minutes to make. You're going to find out, and you may do more than the three, and that's okay, but a minimum of three. And within 5 business days, by next week, you're going to see how much lighter you feel. If you lost your job and you're supposed to be filling out for unemployment, but you don't know how to do it, that's okay. Look up and find out how and go file for that unemployment. Get that unemployment money so that you're not trying to over leverage yourself in the Forex market to make up money and you making mistakes and losing even more because you are intimidated to go fill out your unemployment. If you have to do what you got to do for your family, go do what you got to do. When that unemployment money start coming in, then you're going to find out when you do start trading to start trying to make a living, you're going to be so much more relaxed. And you're going to realize, man, I'm sitting up here, and you're going to really see the charts for what they are. You ain't going to be over leveraging. Why? Because you're not trading out of fear. You're trading with a sense of peace. Why? Because you're not being punked by life. And that's what's happening. You're being punked by life. And that's okay. You got to know when to take a knee and say, God, I need your help. And you write down the things that's stressing you out. You present it before God and say, God, give me wisdom on this. And Lord, I promise that I'll start working on this list this week. And you just start working on 3 a day. Within 5 days, 15 things have been touched. They may not be 100% resolved, although most of them will. But you'll find that, man, he was so right. And then you'll realize never again will I allow procrastination to kill my peace. And when you trade, you're going to trade with a whole lot more peace. I hope this video was a blessing to you. If you like my videos, please subscribe. If you don't like me, that's cool. I understand. No biggie. And again, this is not a promotional video for our company. If you do want to join, go to the website, superezforex.com, and join. And I'll be in class with you on Tuesday. And I do personally talk with my students. I don't do it through emails because that's too much. No. We get a lot of emails every single day. I'm not going and trying to answer chart emails and this and that. Join and then talk to me personally on Tuesday. Why do you think my classes be so long? And like I said, if you want to have a clue as to how my classes function and whether I really care for my students like I say I do, I actually posted up our Wednesday class because I teach on Tuesday and Wednesdays. I actually posted up our Wednesday class, I think it was. Just check it out. 3 hours. Our class is only supposed to be an hour, hour and a half. But I stay as long as I need to make sure I'm answering almost as many questions as possible. And most of the time I try to get to everybody. Okay. So I stay a long time because I care. All right. So if you do want to join us, come on through. By the way, last but not least, I do want to say this because a lot of people may be asking. So the current triple arrow system that we offer, it is available to you. For now, in about 2 weeks or so, when we finish the finalization of the website and the little logistics that we're working on, when the new system comes out, the old system is completely gone. Do not email me, ask me, well, can I still get the old system and have the new system? No. The answer is no. If you want both systems, you need to sign up and get the current system now, because once the new system come out, everything that was on that website, we're taking it all down and putting up the new website that only has the information and the links to the new system only. So there you are. Okay. Anyway, that's not what this was about, but some people were asking, so I got to throw it in the tail end. So anyway, I hope this video was a blessing to you. Again, if you like it, just cool. Come on, subscribe, and I'll do more videos, whether you join us or not. I just enjoy talking to you guys and giving you good information. Okay. I'm a certified life coach first, then a Forex trader. So this is more my thing anyway. All right. So you guys have a lovely weekend, a happy Memorial Day weekend, chill, relax, do the social distancing thing. Some people said, well, this thing is a hoax. Truth be told, I'm still trying to figure out whether it's a hoax or not, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. So don't take a hard stance that this is 5G network, it ain't real and this and that. Okay, that could be true. But in the meantime, you don't want to die trying to figure out whether you was right or wrong. So, do the social distancing thing, wear a mask, but eat up some good barbecue for me and everything else. And I'll talk to you guys next time. All right, bye.